our food no longer has these vital minerals due to crop rotations. All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm Jorge Cruise, and I'm holding some belly fat right here, guys. This is actually a cross reference of an abdominal. You can kind of see this is a flat belly. This is the bum, right? The butt. And your tummy should be flat, right? But most people in today's world, 80% of most people have some belly fat. And belly fat, you can see here is the abdominal wall, right? And there's belly fat on the outside. It's called subcutaneous fat. It's the kind that jiggles. And then the kind on the inside is the most dangerous of all belly fats out there because it impacts all your organs. Here, let me show you. And you can see this is all digestive, but it impacts this internal fat, everything from your pancreas, your liver, and it causes heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, all that stuff. So the goal, as I probably don't have to tell you, is to have a flat stomach, right? And get rid of some belly inches. And so what I want to share with you on today's podcast is my challenge. It's starting tomorrow. Monday, February the 3rd. And it's February, guys. I want us to take action and reduce your waist circumference. As I can tell you, the most important thing I've learned in my entire career as an author, I've written 39 books. I started in 2001. I'm working on my 40th book. You get a sneak peek at it tomorrow as well, because the whole course, the 19-day challenge, is called Feel Great All Day. And what my goal is for you is that you have a sense of freedom that only comes from feeling truly like you're at your best from lowering your waist circumference. Now, what the science has shown is that you can lower your waist circumference, but the problem is the most effective way is the most difficult way, but not anymore. And I'll give you a little bit of the background. For me, during COVID, I created something out of my own necessity to do intermittent fasting. You guys know what that is, right? It's called time-restricted eating, because I found out that time-restricted eating was the key to longevity, to increased energy, and your body goes through this thing called autophagy when you burn stored fat. And you want that, right? We want to burn the belly fat that is in our tummies, right? Because you want to burn this. And the way you do that is not eating. You have to eat less food. Does that make sense? I mean, it's not breakthrough that makes sense. The more you eat, the less you tapped in. This is stored energy. So how do we tap into the stored energy? We don't eat. It's called fasting. Time-restricted eating. But the problem with time-restricted eating that, at least for me, happened is that I get hungry. You know, I'm a former sugar addict. I love sugar. That's what I was as a kid. So I created this thing during COVID called Zero Hunger Water. You guys may have heard about this. Now, it's not a product. You can't even buy it yet. I'm working on it, trying to get this to launch. I'll tell you more about that later. But during this course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the formula, the recipe. It's simply 3 main ingredients. There's one bonus called glycine, but it's made from 3 essential minerals. And to make Zero Hunger Water, all you need is sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Now, in the show notes, I'm going to give you the recipe, so you don't even have to attend tomorrow's event to get the recipe. You can also just Google it. It's been on The Doctors. It's been on Radio Andy on XM Radio with Dorinda Medley from the Housewives of New York. I've talked about it with Gwyneth Paltrow's nutritionist, one of my dearest friends. His name is Dr. Will Cole, The Art of Being Well. That's going to be in the show notes. I've been talking about this for 5 years. Now, what I want to do, though, is now give you what I'm going to be doing when it comes out at the end of this next year. It's called Feel Great All Day. It's my 40th book title. Now, you're not going to get the actual physical book, but what you will get is me taking you through the 19-day challenge that's going to be in the book. So that is invaluable. And I think more importantly, it's going to give you the accountability, and it's going to give you the discipline for 19 days, because yours truly will be on Zoom with you. And this is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. In the show notes, if you want to jump right now and make sure to secure your spot, there's 20 spots available. You can go to jorgecruise.com. That's my website, jorgecruise.com, or you can go to a new website that we had just for this challenge called feelgreatalldday.com. Either way, you're going to get everything you need to sign up, kind of fill out the form, and join me tomorrow. I'll be sending an invite tomorrow afternoon to everyone that got accepted. I'm going to send the earlier invites tonight to people that applied earlier. And bottom line, for 19 days, you'll have me as your coach. I'll walk you through everything you need tomorrow night. You have to come with nothing. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to prepare. We're not actually officially starting till the following week, but we're going to set you up this week. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 nights of meetings, all at 5 p.m. Pacific time this coming week. We'll do that again the following week. and magic is going to happen. This article was written in Women's World magazine, First Woman magazine, and a lot of people will experience inches and inches off their belly. You can lose up to 25 belly inches. And the best thing about intermittent fasting is that your belly goes first. Now, the biggest problem is hunger, but again, you're going to get the recipe so you can make this at home, and you don't have to buy anything crazy. You have salt at home, I bet. So you're going to need salt. I'll show you how this works. And more importantly, I'm going to show you that everything we've learned about salt is wrong. Now, let me tell you a little bit of the story of how I came up with Zero Hunger Water and why I turned this into a book that I want you to kind of go through with me and, more importantly, use for 19 days. During COVID, I was at home, like many of us, right? And I was doing podcast interviews with a lot of new people. My buddy Mark Sisson, who's the creator of Primal Kitchen, the avocado oil company, right? He says, Jorge, you got to meet these people. And one of the names he gave me was a man named Dr. James DiNicolantonio. And this man forever changed my life because Dr. James, as I like to call him, has been a friend now for many years. And he's written probably two of the most important books that aren't mine, and I'll include them in the show notes. It's called The Mineral Fix and The Salt Fix. These two books changed my mind. I'll also include the actual podcast I did with him during COVID in the show notes. So you can watch all these and you can kind of see how the dots or is it the dots? The dots were connecting in my head. I was kind of starting to think, well, what if we create something that's delicious that has these electrolytes? It doesn't taste salty, but you need sodium, magnesium, potassium. These three compounds, you add them to water in the morning and they instantly and magically turn off your hunger. And I said, well, why is that? And so Dr. James took us through the history of really agriculture and how over the last 60 years, our crops, which we eat or we feed to animals, right, like beef, have been depleted of these minerals. And because our food no longer has these vital minerals due to crop rotations, what has happened unknowingly is that we have become deficient in these minerals. And when you become deficient at this level of sodium, magnesium, and potassium, you get hungry all the time. I had no idea. I'd written 39 books, and this was during COVID. And so I haven't written a book in 6 years. So now I'm releasing my book at the end of this year, early next year. It's called Feel Great All Day. It's going to be my 40th title. There's going to be a cookbook with it, an eating out list, shopping guides, like how you can make this a lifestyle. Because whether you're on a GLP-1 drug or not, you may be on like Ozempic or something, this is a great tool to use, whether you're on it or not, to allow you to cleanse your body, detoxify it, because electrolytes do that for our bodies. But more importantly, it allows your body to naturally start to build its own hunger control. So that way you can cycle off of medications like Ozempic, because a lot of doctors, some say, hey, you can do it for life. There are others that say, hey, use it to get the initial 150 pounds off if you're that heavy, right? And that's okay. It's better to use Ozempic, a GLP-1 drug, than keep the weight on, believe me. But what you want to do is, in our mindset, is we want to understand that every medication long-term can be overused. That makes sense? And so to get off the medication, we have to start training our bodies to turn off the hunger naturally. And that's what Zero Hunger Water will do for you. And I promise this recipe is so simple. I mean, you don't even need the majority of the minerals. You just mainly need sodium. And you have that at home. And I'll teach you the right quantities to put into your water in the morning. And literally, you're going to shut down your hunger. And it's so powerful. It's so, so easy. And more importantly, the results are incredible where you're going to double your energy. You're going to double your lifespan because you're going to drop down to, for the ladies out there, jot this down. The goal on this plan will be to get you to a 32-inch waist. 32 inches. And for the gents out there, gentlemen, my goal is to get you to 38 inches or less. That's our goal, guys. And so with those goals in place that Dr. Oz taught me years ago, and I'll share with you how to measure your waist in the link in the show notes for this show, with a link to an Amazon video I did many years ago with Dr. Oz. And it's really cool because he was so much younger. I was like a kid. I had this long hair, but he literally uses me as a model. And my waist circumference is a little bigger now, but I think I was a 29-inch waist back then. And I wasn't lifting weights and all that. But regardless, guys, 38 inches or less, and ladies, 32 inches or less. And you don't even have to measure your waist now. We'll do it tomorrow. I'll teach you how to do it. But bring a tape measure if you have one, or go to a drugstore and get one, because it's the most important measurement of true longevity and health and wellness, more so than how much you weigh. That's the metric we want to use throughout the next 19 days. And so I'll also be taking your questions, and it'll be a community of 100 people that, more importantly, are all determined and committed to make this year, 2025, their best year ever. And best of all, it's totally free, guys. So there's no reason why you can't sign up. And now there isn't a replay, so it's live, and it's really designed just to be there with you in this community. So come tomorrow, kind of structure your day so you can be there tomorrow. Now it's 5 p.m. California time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's Eastern time, right? Like New York City. So that's a time period that hopefully you'll be available to join us. And if you can't make it on Monday, you can come on Tuesday. That's fine as well. But Monday, tomorrow is the big night. It's the kickoff. And I want you to join. So just go to jorgecruise.com, sign up, and you'll be ready to go, guys. If you have any questions, please email me at jorge@jorgecruise.com. And I look forward to seeing you live tomorrow. We'll be live on Zoom. I'll have a co-host that was one of my past clients that has done this program. She's going to share some of her results. She's an incredible woman who's overcome so many obstacles. Shout out to Sophie. She'll be joining us as well. So will many of my past clients on various other nights. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have you experience this Feel Great All Day revolution. And more importantly, you're going to lose that belly first, and you're going to double your energy. You're going to feel this energy without caffeine or stimulants, and you're going to feel a sense of longevity and confidence that comes from doing the right thing. I hope this makes good sense, guys. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow night, all right? Take good care. God bless, and peace and purpose. Take care.